The shadow of Bair-Kund. Deep in the forests of Bair-Kund, in the Kumaon region of India, a tiger roamed like a phantom. This was not an ordinary tiger. Villagers whispered his name in fear, the Bair Khund Man-Eater. At first, he was just like any other tiger, hunting deer and wild boar. But something terrible happened. The tiger was injured, most likely by a hunter's bullet or a trap. His teeth were damaged, his jaw hurt, and hunting normal prey became painful. Hunger and pain twisted him into something deadly. Soon, humans became his target. The first attack came quietly. A lone villager went to fetch water near the river. No one saw the tiger until it was too late. A scream echoed through the trees, and the body disappeared into the shadows. Fear spread like wildfire. Villagers stopped walking alone. Mothers held their children close. At night, fires were lit at every house, but the darkness of the forest was thicker than ever, hiding the tiger's silent steps. The Bair-Kund tiger became bold. He attacked during the day, dragging victims into the jungle while others watched helplessly. His eyes were said to glow like burning coals in the night. Hunters tried to stop him. Traps were set. Guns were fired into the shadows. But the tiger was smarter than anyone had imagined. He stalked, waited, and vanished, leaving terror behind. The villages grew silent. Fear ruled every corner. The tiger had become a living nightmare. And then, rumors spread. Some said the tiger was possessed by an evil spirit, cursed by the forest itself. Others whispered that he could sense fear, hunting those who trembled most. No one knew when or where he would strike next. The terror of the Bair Khund Man-Eater spread fast. Villagers avoided the forest completely. Crops were left to rot. Paths that once connected villages became silent, haunted trails. Mothers whispered prayers to protect their children. Every rustle of leaves, every snap of a twig made hearts pound. The tiger was clever and patient. He did not attack randomly. He watched, studied, and struck at the perfect moment. Travelers walking alone vanished. Farmers working in their fields were dragged into the shadows. Even soldiers and experienced hunters feared to enter the forest. At night, the tiger prowled silently, eyes glowing like embers. He moved through the trees without a sound. Villagers claimed they could feel his breath in the darkness, hear him pacing near their homes, or see shadows slipping between trees. Attempts to trap him failed. Hunters laid traps filled with bait. Guns were fired into the jungle, echoing through the hills. But the tiger seemed untouchable, disappearing before anyone could catch him. Some said he knew when danger was coming, as if the forest itself warned him. The death toll rose, and fear became a physical presence in every village. Then came the whispers about Jim Corbett. The villagers said only one man could stop this nightmare, a man who understood tigers like no one else, a man who could face a living shadow without fear. And so, Corbett was called to Bair-Kund. He arrived quietly, observing the fear etched into the villagers' faces. He listened to stories of attacks, studied footprints in the mud, and walked the forest paths where victims had disappeared. Corbett soon realized this tiger was not just dangerous. He was intelligent, patient, and terrifyingly cunning. This hunt would not be like any other. The forest of Bair-Kund was no longer just trees and rivers. It was a haunted jungle, a playground for a monster of the shadows. Corbett prepared carefully, knowing that one mistake could mean death. Jim Corbett entered the haunted forests of Bair-Kund with extreme caution. The tiger was not ordinary. He was clever, patient, and feared no human. Corbett knew that one small mistake could be his last. Every step he took was measured. The forest was silent, almost alive with menace. Birds had stopped singing, monkeys were silent, and even the wind seemed to carry whispers of danger. Soon, Corbett realized the terrifying truth. The tiger was watching him. Rustling leaves, a flash of glowing eyes, the faintest shadow crossing a path. These were signs that the man-eater was always near. One night, Corbett set up near a river where attacks had occurred. He waited silently, barely breathing. Suddenly, he caught movement of shadows slipping through the trees. The tiger emerged, its glowing eyes piercing the darkness. For a moment, Corbett froze. The tiger was only a few meters away. It roared, a sound that shook the very air, echoing through the jungle like a ghostly warning. The tiger did not attack immediately. Instead, it circled silently, testing him, watching every move. Corbett realized this tiger was not only dangerous, it was almost supernatural. Its patience, cunning, and sheer boldness were unlike anything he had faced before. Days passed with close encounters, each more tense than the last. The tiger would appear, vanish, or stalk silently nearby. The villagers' fears seemed to seep into Corbett as well, but he remained focused. He knew that every man-eater makes one mistake. He waited, patient, calm, ready. The final confrontation was approaching, and the forest seemed to hold its breath. The forest of Bair-Kund was silent, almost ominously still. Jim Corbett knew the man Man-Eater was near. He had studied its patterns, listened to villagers, and tracked every footprint. The tiger had killed many and survived countless attempts to stop him. Then it happened. The tiger emerged from the shadows, silent and deadly, its glowing eyes fixed on Corbett. The air was tense, every sound amplified. Even the leaves seemed to hold their breath. The tiger charged. Its roar echoed through the jungle like a terrifying nightmare. Corbett had only seconds to react. He raised his rifle and fired. The first shot struck the tiger, but it did not stop. It continued to advance, roaring and showing its teeth, a living shadow of death. Corbett fired a second shot. This time, the Bair Khund Man-Eater collapsed. Silence returned. The shadows of the forest seemed to recede. Corbett approached carefully. The tiger was old and injured, with broken teeth and scars from past battles. Hunger and pain had driven him to hunt humans. The villagers slowly emerged, whispering and trembling. Relief and fear mixed together. The forest slowly returned to normal, but the legend of the Bair Khund Man-Eater would haunt every corner of Kumaon for generations. After the Bair Khund Man-Eater was killed, Jim Corbett felt a mix of relief and sorrow. He knew the tiger was not evil by nature. He had become a man-eater because of injuries, old age, and human interference. Hunger and pain had forced him to prey on humans. Corbett shared a powerful lesson. When humans, winger animals, one destroy forests, one reduce prey, and the wild animals are pushed into desperate situations, and tragedy follows. The Bair-Kund tiger was not a monster. He was a victim of circumstance, driven to terrifying behavior by nature itself. Corbett used this story to teach people about respecting wildlife. Killing animals blindly was not the solution. Protecting forests, maintaining natural prey, and understanding animal behavior was the real answer. Even today, the story of the Bair Khund Man-Eater is remembered as a horror tale of a tiger that struck fear into entire villages, a lesson in compassion, responsibility, and coexistence. 9. A reminder that nature demands respect. Jim Corbett's writings ensured that this terrifying story would survive, not just as a legend of fear, but as a warning and a lesson.